What's up, everybody? This is My Favorite Lyrics. It's a podcast where I sit down and I talk to my favorite comedians, musicians, and music lovers everywhere. And we talk about music lyrics. We talk about stuff that makes you laugh, makes you cry, everything in between, little cringy lyrics, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Today we've got a good friend of mine. You've seen her everywhere. She's got her own podcast. It's called Mess with Marie Faustin.
Yes.
You guys, one of my dear, dear friends, and probably one of yours too, Sydnee Washington.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
I'm so happy to be here, Devon. It's so good to see you in the chair with a mic in your face. You seem ready for this. Confident.
Yeah. You know. To be honest, it was. I never thought this was gonna be me.
And what the hell is that supposed to mean?
I never thought this was gonna be me. I'd made it so far without ever having a podcast, but this was the year where I was like, I think it's about that time.
Now, where every, Tom, Dick, and Harry is on Amazon buying up microphone equipment or whatever and literally spewing nonsense.
That's true.
You are one of the guys that should have a podcast.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm never going to hear you talk about 50-50. I'm never going to hear you say females.
What is 50-50? Oh, whether
see,
you should
you don't even know
you're talking about
50-50.
You're talking about like splitting the bill.
Yeah, splitting the bill.
This
but all
is
you
a
got to
big-
say is 50-50. And in those types of people, they already know what you're talking about.
No, I can't. I
You're
I don't want to be involved in that type of
Thank goodness.
discourse.
And that's why you should have a podcast.
Well, and here we are.
And here we are.
Welcome to My Favorite Lyrics. Sydnee, tell the people how we know each other.
How we know each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your like early
My early knowings of you?
knowings of us like
Well,
interacting?
I saw you in an open mic and you had shorts on. So already obviously in a very platonic way, I saw them yams.
You got to give the people
and
what
I
they
said, okay.
want. Yeah.
He's got moisturized knees.
That's right.
He seems like he takes care of himself.
I'm trying.
So already I'm like, he's in. He's a guy that takes care of himself. And then you told your jokes at the open mic, and I said, oh, he's funny.
Yeah.
And then I looked online, and you did Comedy Central's Cluster Fest the first year, which was a comedy festival that's no more.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Rest in
to
peace to Cluster
CC.
Fest. Yeah, and kind of Comedy Central at large,
Yes.
unfortunately.
And I saw you, and I said, oh, he's really funny.
Yeah.
And then you were in New York. You were you had just moved, and I said, let me take this man underneath my wings.
And for everybody that's listening, I really do want y'all to know Sydnee was one of the very first people that was a known comedian in New York City who really was putting me on, who was really being nice to me. Before I wasn't on TV, I wasn't doing nothing. Sydnee was she invited me to come to her shows.
Mm-hmm.
She had me on the Knitting Factory,
I did.
which was
It was really big.
it was really the thing to do.
Yes.
And Sydnee put me on it, and it was a big deal. Sydnee was very kind to me.
I was, right?
When I kids, she's
in a very safe way. It wasn't because some people think that a man and a woman can't be friends. And I like to just debunk that, because if the woman is leading, they can be friends.
Well, I also think if one of them's a lesbian, I think
this is true.
I
Yes,
think that helps as well.
I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
that's that really helps the situation out.
No, for me,
in terms of the friendship of it all.
For me at the time, I was a sexless angel, and so I wasn't even thinking about sexuality at that time. I was a lesbian, but I wasn't even thinking about sexuality. I just was thinking of, hey, this guy.
when you met me,
when
or
I
just
met
in your
you.
life in general?
No.
I thought you were saying, I was a lesbian, but I'd never even thought about sex, period.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I wish I could start all conversations like that, but I can't.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when I figured...
This is when you were uppercase L.
This is uppercase L.
This is uppercase L.
Yes.
Do you want to explain to the people the dichotomy between...
Yes.
Yeah.
Uppercase L is someone who, they're doing all things lesbian. They're in a relationship. They've moved in with a woman.
Yes.
They have
Which
two
you
cats.
Had when I met you, you were living with your girlfriend.
Yes. Oh, always. I'm always.
You
I'm
were
in the
always-
house.
you were
I'm
always-
in the house kitty.
Yes.
Meow, meow. That was me. And so I was there, and I wasn't even remotely thinking about men at all. I was just, I didn't hate them, but I was like, I had moved on to
You're in a
better
different zone.
pastures. That's uppercase L. Lowercase L is when you go through a big lesbian breakup where you're like, I have nothing to live for.
Yep.
I guess I'll suck dick again. And that's what happened. That's what happened to me. It is actually one of the saddest stories that I have ever told out loud.
It's a bummer. I
It
will
is.
say that.
You were not happy about
It's a bummer.
it. You were like, what?
Yeah, I was really
You
concerned.
were like, let's get that therapist on the line.
I
Call
was-
that woman. Call that woman.
I was really, really concerned.
You were very upset. You were like shaking your head the whole time. You're like, are you being safe? It's like, okay, Dad.
I really didn't like it. It's
you didn't like it.
You are also, you're a sober person.
I am sober. Making those kind of decisions is wild. You almost were like, were drinks or drugs involved? And it's like, no, just a broken heart and no home. It was rock bottom.
You telling me that you were seeing men, it's like, I was almost like, I wish you would have just like had a sip.
I know
what I'm saying?
And there were some nights that I felt the same way,
I would rather, because I'm like, we could figure that out in a simpler type of way, I feel like.
Just take me to rehab.
Exactly.
But where do you go for men? Where do you go when you go back to men? Where do you go?
That's crazy. You going over to niggas' houses and making
in Harlem.
Y'all eating Chef Boyardee.
Oh, we were not eating. Like, we were not eating. No eating was involved.
Y'all didn't order no wings or nothing?
We did, actually. There was one guy that called.
One guy. That's how bad it was. There were
several.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're going to get in the game, you got to get your knees
play all
dirty.
The way. Yeah, play
you
all the way.
You got to really go in. You almost got to put the jersey back on.
Yep.
But
sounds like your jersey was on.
What?
It sounds like you had a jersey on. You had a jersey on. It was a customized jersey. It had your own number and name on
Lord
it.
have mercy. We moved on.
No, we not there now.
Moved on.
We back to uppercase L.
We're uppercase L, thank goodness. Okay. But yeah, I had to be in the mud for a little bit to just figure myself out, and I realized, I said, yeah, my heart's not in this. I actually feel like there was points where I am literally doing this for the story, for the plot, for the jokes. And comedy can't get in the way of my sanity. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, so I had to tap out.
You got some good comedy from that.
I did. I knew things were going in the right direction for me when I went to a man's house and he didn't have electricity. I knew. I said, oh, the jokes write themselves, okay? And I knew when he drove me to his place in New Jersey.
He drove you, so he has a car.
He had a car.
So that's something.
So I felt safe.
Yeah.
I said, a man with a car with gas in it, he would not steer me in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And that he did.
Well.
And for that, sir, go to hell.
He said he could only afford one resource. He said, I'm getting gas. I'm getting gas, but them light, hey, I got light in the car. We could order some wings. DoorDash could deliver right to the Camry.
It was during the day, so he wasn't even
so you don't
thinking
even
about
need
light.
You don't even need nights in the daytime.
Yeah, he didn't need light. But then by the time we got there, because we were stuck in the Holland Tunnel for an hour, it was dark.
Oh my
and
God.
I think if we would have went there at the time that we were supposed to go, he probably could have went without like needing lights.
If you get good sunlight in your apartment, then it's like you don't even got to turn nothing
Exactly. But my phone was on 1%, so I was going to have to plug something in.
This is also a consistent trait of Sydnee. Nobody's phone battery is almost dead more than Sydnee Washington.
And that sounds like an Apple problem. That doesn't sound like me. That sounds like I'm doing my job. I'm charging my phone every time I get into a spot. If the phone doesn't hold the charge, is it me?
Sydnee, let me see your phone right now.
Oh, baby, I've been sitting here for an hour.
Okay,
it's at
so
85.
It's fully charged up?
But after this podcast, I bet you it's going to be at like 20.
So you think this is the Apple people not doing what they need to do?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and also, I have a lot of things running, and I play music the whole time. And I really do think if it's a music app, it runs your battery down.
If you're playing it constantly.
Oh, constantly. I have to. As somebody who has ADHD and depression, I have to have a soundtrack on to just block.
It can't just be
things.
you and your thoughts.
Yeah.
You don't want to know what's going on
you don't
in there.
Want that.
No, that's bleak. No, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
That really kind of brings us to the topic of the pod.
Oh yeah, no, I did that for you, babe.
And that's what I'm saying. She been looking out for me since day one, and you see, and here we are.
Yes.
Syd, what were you listening to on the way over here? What you been listening to lately?
Well, okay, so I am one of those people that I'll have my playlist go to the end, and then I'll have suggestions. So that's what Spotify does. Shout out to you. And so they'll give me music that I didn't know about,
Yeah.
but is kind of in the wheelhouse.
Mhm.
So I was listening to this artist named Leia.
Leia. Okay.
Leia,
how you
yeah.
spell it?
And so she's from Staten Island,
Okay.
and I like her whole vibe.
Mhm.
Like I like
It's like an R&B girl.
R&B,
Mhm.
sultry, but kind of like upbeat.
Mhm.
It's that music you play if you're a lesbian, you have a girl over.
Okay, I'm out. I'm not listening.
Yeah.
This is
No,
not-
but you know what?
I'm
I think
kidding.
more men should listen to like lesbian mixtapes.
You think
Yeah,
mixtape
because-
specifically?
Yeah, because then
not the
when
album.
a woman walks in, she'll immediately feel safe. Yeah, I had a guy play Pop Smoke the whole time. I said, "Oh, if this is how you shake in the room, I would like to exit. Thank you so much."
There's something like was this like when it was time to hook up? He was playing
The
Pop Smoke.
whole time, he did not change, not one.
That's-
And I think I actually asked, "Can I suggest something?" He said, "Nah, this the whole album." And I said, "Okay, sir, I'm gonna respect your wishes. This is your home, I guess."
That's a frightening vibe.
Yeah.
You can't listen to drill music while it's
No,
when it's-
he said, I'm actually playing the music that is going to best represent what I'm going to give you tonight. And I said, you know what? True.
Uh-huh.
True.
That's kind of what he was bringing
I'm
to
a
the table.
slut. Get me lit.
Mhm.
I'm like,
Welcome
all
to
right.
the party.
Yeah.
He was doing that kind of.
Yeah. Actually, I thought Pop Smoke was really cute. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
at
you
least it
didn't
was a hot guy, I guess he was playing.
I guess that's
Hot
true.
and deceased, which
Yeah,
is
rest-
also my type.
Rest in peace.
Um,
You like sexy music, just in general.
do.
Sydnee is a friend of mine who you sent me music. And
I've
a lot
sent
of
you
it
so
is-
many. I've
and you-
sent you so many.
a lot
You
of-
know, I made a whole playlist for your birthday.
That's
it took
true.
you some time to get to it.
That's true. I got a lot of stuff going
Did you
on.
enjoy? I like Sasha Keeble.
Well, I don't know her.
She's from UK. From the
Okay.
UK.
Oh, she's
She's
British.
also a lesbian. She's Colombiana.
Mm.
All her music is she does stuff with like Destin.
Destin Conrad?
Yes,
Mm.
who I love. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
him as well. Also gay. So yeah, I mean, hey,
You listen to a lot of gay R&B.
you should. I think you should because it is about love. There is some toxic things
Of
involved
course.
because that's just it doesn't matter what gender or sexuality you are. Somebody gonna do some fuck shit, but at the core of it's like love is leading.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like Alex and I were having a conversation about this
Okay.
recently about where do you stand on this? Do you think R&B now is more? Do you think it's more toxic than it used to be, or do you think it's always been toxic?
It's always been toxic.
Okay.
Like if you're thinking about 112, if you're thinking about
Creep.
Keith Sweat, if you creep,
Mhm.
all those things is like in Vogue,
Mm-hmm.
SWV, Escape.
It's
You're
true.
my little secret.
It's
You
true.
have a whole family,
Yeah.
but you know I'm out
Mhm.
with you on the weekend in this
Yeah.
hotel.
That's
I won't
true.
tell if you don't tell.
That's
Like
true.
it's always been messy, but now I think people are like moving in a way that's like we have to go toxic first because that's how
That's-
you draw. That's
see,
how you get the draw.
That feels like the thing. Maybe that's what
Mhm.
it is. Maybe
Yeah.
it's always been toxic, but it used to feel like the single was about being in love.
Yes.
But then the album cut was about like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm stepping out on my family. I have a second family now.
yes,
I've got a second family, and
absolutely,
and that's on me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that now because everyone is so self-aware and delusional at the
Mhm.
same time. I don't know if there's a lot of love in people's hearts, to be honest. I don't know if they know love, if they're
Uh-huh.
getting it. They want instant gratification.
Yeah.
They're listening to people like, you deserve the world, but also you don't have to bring nothing to the table. Like it's insanity, the things
Yeah.
that people are saying online. And then artists are listening to that
Mhm.
and they're being influenced a little bit. Not the greats, not the people who you're like, oh, that's a legend. They are not following what people want.
Right.
But for the most part, I listen to some of these new artists and I'm like, what's your group chat looking like? Like, is everybody getting hurt on a like one thing about SZA, girl, her and Summer Walker. Whoever you're dating, walk away from whatever your type is. You got to delete it. That's not your type no more. Because your type is gonna give you a great album, but I'm worried about you.
Yeah.
I'm constantly like, baby, you deserve the best.
Yeah.
But if you get the best, then you're not gonna be making music. Look at Ciara. she got a good man.
She's got a good,
and she is not gonna give us
she's got
anything that we want
she's
right
got
now.
a quarterback who
takes care,
who loves Jesus.
Jesus is fundraising. She's got kids, so many kids.
He go to the hospital visiting the kids.
Oh yeah, no, good guy.
Yeah,
he's
good
not
dude.
Future. When she was with Future, oh baby, she's up against the wall. She's in a one piece. you getting a little bit of labia on the side. Like, it was a good time.
But it sounds like what you're saying is that we kind of need Toxicity to make the best music. You're kind of saying that the best stuff comes from the most toxic situations.
Hey,
I mean, Confessions, I don't feel like I have to say anymore.
You don't.
It's like truly comes
that
from
album
like,
speaks for itself.
You know, and that's the most toxic type of situation that a person could be in.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
maybe we're onto something.
Maybe, but I think, how many albums of Toxicity are you gonna make?
Here's what I'll say.
Mary J. Blige is the same one. Like, if she's going, I mean, she was with Ken Do for so long, and every time I would listen to her music, and I'm like, I know you love this person, but is he good for you? But she could have been reminiscing on old love or whatever. But
Mary J was getting hurt on the track.
Yes,
Mary J was getting hurt on the track.
Absolutely. And no, I'm not gonna cry. I don't know if she was with Ken Do at that time, but I mean, all of her music, it's for a specific time, for a specific woman, and I have respect for it. But then what the new girlies are doing, I'm just like, we have so much access to better people now.
Yeah.
We should be talking about people who are emotionally intelligent and taking you out on walks. Like Jill Scott. Yeah. Jill Scott, now that is a woman.
Jilly from Philly.
Jilly from, she knows her worth. She's not standing for it.
That's true.
She wants a long walk after dark in the park. But, like, you not going to tell me what to do unless you could tell me what to do. Like, she's giving you a good balance.
That's true. And she's living her life like it's golden.
She is, like it's golden. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I do fear that people crave the toxicity. I feel like that's what, because remember what happened to Chance? You know what I'm saying? Remember Chance the Rapper was making, he made that one album where he was like, I do acid every day and my life is crazy. And then the next album, he was just like, I love my wife and God. And everybody was like, fuck you, man. Everybody's like, fuck you, don't talk about that. We don't want to hear about that no more.
Well, the thing is, you have to be gradual with it. You can't hit us with you can't hit us
go
with
straight
the
from
flip-flop.
drugs to Jesus.
No. Well, the drugs to Jesus pipeline is
shout out to DMX.
linear.
Rest in peace.
Yes, it is. It's very close. But I think that when you are thinking about albums long term, it should be a progression.
Okay.
It shouldn't be, I'm one way, and then it's a complete opposite, 180. I think that's a lot for people.
That's true. So
if Ice Spice was no longer talking about...
She put out a gospel album next?
We would be so upset. We're already upset.
I'm out here, I'm loving on Jesus. I'm out here, I'm loving on Jesus. And then
She a baddie, she's a baddie, she's with the Bible. Something like that. I'm not a rapper, so I couldn't do it good. But
she a baddie, she rocking with Christ.
Yes!
My God, he treated me nice.
Oh, honestly, Ice Spice, if you're listening, you might have to go to the God.
Go and pivot to the Lord.
You might have to pivot to Jesus himself.
Isis, go ahead and crack that Bible open.
Her and
go ahead and put some sweatpants on and whoa. The Ice Spice Kirk Franklin project. That might break the game.
The stomp with a little bit of jelly. I'm here for it. I think we're actually cooking right now.
That's true. How come nobody? I also feel like that's something that the gospel movement is missing. Because it's like, why can't you shake your ass for Jesus? You don't think both of those things can go together?
Wait.
Remember praise dancing?
Yes.
Why can't praise dancing also have a little?
Now this is getting real blasphemous at the time, and I believe in.
You can't move your body around for
God.
Jesus?
Oh no, absolutely, I'm stiff.
You can't.
Stiff where? Stiff with the Lord? Yes, absolutely. I'm wood.
You can't do both.
I'm wood with one.
You can't do both.
I don't think so. I think what was this sketch? Was it in I forgot what it was, but Rob Hayes wrote on the sketch, was like dip it low for Jesus.
Mm-hmm. I don't know this, but I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, it was like a variety sketch show. There was a whole video of like, I'ma dip it low for Jesus or drop it low for Jesus. It went crazy viral.
This is what I'm talking about.
I
Me
know.
and Rob on the same type of.
The people who are really about God was like, what in the
You can't do that.
Nazareth of this?
You can't do that.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. All right. Well, I think we got to reconsider some of these. I think.
Hey, if anybody's listening who, wants to move towards gospel,
Yeah.
we're going to support it. We're going to be the first ones at the concert.
You came here to talk about a specific artist, an artist who's really a legend, really a queen, really like a artist that I have a lot of respect for, but like don't know as much probably as you do about. You want to talk about Lil Kim?
Absolutely, the Queen Bee.
The Queen Bee. What's your relationship with Lil Kim?
Well, Lil Kim came out when obviously I was a child and I shouldn't have been listening to her at all. But then, being from New York and her being so prominent with Biggie, it was like I was destined to listen to her stuff and be somewhat influenced.
Very horny.
Very horny,
Very horny.
Also liberating. It was a time where
she was the first one to really come out like that.
Yes, she's first of all on the cover, coochie out.
Fully out.
Fully frontal.
Labia.
In a bikini. And it's like, yes, your fallopian tubes, I'm waving at them. But it's like, she is spitting.
Yeah.
She is giving it her all.
She was rhyming.
And I think that it's okay to be sexually aware and talk your shit on the mic and own it. And that's what she was doing at the time. 1996.
What's your first like original Lil Kim memory?
Obviously the infamous Crush on You music video. She's got Color Scheme.
That's right. She's
got it wasn't Mace. It was Lil C's. She had a great feature at the time. So many cameos in the music video. She had Missy Elliott, Total, Aaliyah. There's so many people in the music video, and she's got wigs. It was fun. As a young girl, you're like, if you turn off this music and just watch the music video, you're like, this is a girl changing outfits, having fun with her friends.
That's true.
But then you listen to it and you're like, oh no, it's a little different.
She's enjoying herself.
Yeah.
In a way that maybe when we were kids, we didn't even know how to enjoy ourselves that way yet. But we could tell she was having a nice time.
We weren't allowed to, but if you're listening to her with a raw ear, you're like, I want to grow up and I kind of want to do what she's doing.
Even if you didn't know what it was, you were like, I want to be a part of that. I feel like I grew up in a very like, we couldn't have that in the house. We couldn't have was like not. It's also like
to anybody.
You grew up, I feel like in New York, where I feel like New York City kids get to do so much so early. Like you can't really shield the world from a New York City kid because it's just right there. I was in Texas where it was like not. It was kind of you could shield the world from us.
Well, you're getting driven to school and whatnot, and somebody's making your lunch, bitch. That's not happening for us. We gotta have that Metro car ready.
Exactly.
We gotta know how to get to school on our own.
This thing was really frightening.
And better not talk to no strangers, even if you're lost.
How old were you when you were by yourself on the train?
I was actually in middle school. I had, as quiet as it's kept, I am a New Yorker. I'm a New Yorker, but I grew up in Oakland from 2 to 13.
That's true.
And so I was very coddled. I grew up with like very militant Christian elders. So as soon as I get to
your grandparents and stuff, right?
My great aunt and uncles.
Yeah.
So then when I moved back to New York, 13, I'm in middle school. My mother was like, yeah, all that driving and stuff, that's not happening here. You're getting on the train and you're doing it yourself. So I was excited because I was like, hell yeah, you know what? Let's go. I get on the train and honestly, it's me. I have ADHD. I don't know what's going on. I get off, my school was in Greenwich Village. So I get off on Christopher and Sheridan or whatever. And I get off the train and I get off on the wrong side of the train. So where I'm at in the train station, I'm lost. I start bawling, crying. In the way New York works, if there's somebody crying, we did not see that. We do not see people crying. You let them have their moment. That don't have nothing to do with it. So people kept going. I'm crying. And this older white gentleman sees me crying. He's like, what's going on? I was like, I'm trying to get to school. I'm lost. He's like, all right, well, what's the name of your school? And I was like, da-da-da-da. And he's like, oh, that's not that far. I'll take you. And so I'm still in tears because I feel stupid. But this white man is holding my hand, walking me, and not one person stopped to be like, "Hey, are you okay?
Maybe they thought it was like
little mama."
maybe they thought it was like
they were like, "She's adopted. That's why she's crying."
Maybe they thought it was like an Annie situation. You know,
They probably did.
the new Black Annie with Jamie Foxx
Yes,
and that other girl.
yes,
Maybe they
that's what
thought
they
she
thought.
was. There was like, this is a wealthy man who's taking this girl from her situation to show her.
And
to
she
show her
don't
the right
know
way.
what's good.
That she
for
don't know
her.
what's going on. So she crying because she upset because she don't understand what it's like up there with the rich people. So now she gotta. Maybe it was that.
That's exactly what happened. But he got me to school. Shout out to him.
Nobody stopped him at all.
The beige brigade comes through sometimes. And so he did what he needed to do. And yeah, so I'm in New York. I'm living in Harlem. And so people like Lil Kim, Biggie, he had already passed away at this time. But, Jay-Z, Mace, all of them. Like, that's.
I was a big Mace guy.
Yeah.
I was a big Mace guy.
I love him.
I was disappointed when he went away.
Why?
Huh?
Everybody needs to take a break.
He did. He took a break. He also took a break to get right with God.
And that's why we said the pipeline from
drugs
to Jesus, it's very linear.
Do you think we could have that as comedians? Do you think we could move into
I already got in my. I have merch that said "Good Christian Gay." I'm there. I talk about him. He's in my life, but I could not with my chest just do like scriptures and.
You're not gonna go preach the word.
No,
you're not gonna preach. You could preach the word, but in a funny way.
I have a lisp. I like stumble words. Nobody's gonna really believe in any conviction that I have because they're like, "What did she just say?" Like that's not gonna happen. Yeah. So Lil Kim, I was listening to her first album later on, when I got to New York, and there was just things that I was like, "Yo, itchy itchy yaya with the marmalade." I don't know what that means, but as a kid, I'm like, that felt like she was talking to us. Because what's itchy itchy yaya? I was talking about Crush on You. She said that. That was one of her like lines that I was like, itchy itchy yaya with the marmalade. And then, but that was actually a what do you call it? Like an Easter egg for when she does Lady
the song
Marmalade.
later.
She knew that's what it is, and that's a good thing about rap. You have to put out there what you want for the future.
So rap is about
it's
manifestation.
It's manifesting. Everybody puts manifesting on like white women. They're like, oh, they're the ones that have done it so well and it works. It's actually rappers. Rappers talk about the life that they don't have yet, but they hope for.
But they put it out into the future.
She said, which one? Lil Kim was did Big Mama Thing, and she was talking about how many carats. That's how many times she want to come. 24 carats. And another one, and another one, and another one. 24 carats, nigga. That's when I'm fucking with the average nigga. Like, Lil Kim, are you coming 24 times? I don't believe that. Yeah. But 24 carats, I do believe that she achieved that, for sure.
I believe the 24 carats. The 24 carats seems much more achievable
than coming 24 times.
Hey, man.
Unless you're a lesbian that, I mean, this is what you do.
Yeah.
And Pedialyte is involved.
Sure.
You probably, vegetables. Some prayer. 24 could actually be feasible, but I don't know if it's all in one night.
Maybe in like over the course, in like a 24-hour span.
I'm gonna say 72 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. Not in one night.
That's good to hear. Yeah. That's good to hear because sometimes these women rappers talk about what they need sexually, and I'm just like, I don't think
You're out the game.
It's not. I can't do any of that.
And
I could do a fraction of it.
Again, and this is why you deserve a podcast because you're realistic. And you're honest.
I know my limits. Yeah. It's like I'm not gonna give you 24. I'm gonna give you probably 2. I'm gonna give you probably 2, and then let's go to dinner.
And
let's go to dinner. Let's grab a lunch. You know,
say that.
I got some cold drinks in the fridge. We could watch them. I got all the streaming services.
And if you rapped something like that, we would be like, boo.
Yeah. This nigga suck.
It's giving Deaf Poetry Jam. My sister, my queen, I just want to make you come twice,
2 times.
you know?
2 times.
And then get you a cold beverage and lay you down.
Sure do.
And rub your back.
I'll do that.
And read a book.
Mm-hmm. Not even that. We don't even got to read.
Grand Rising.
Queen. See, I like that. Honestly, that wouldn't be a hit record, but that's a song that I would listen to. That's a song that will resonate with me.
They would be like, keep your day job, friend.
Yeah. Okay, we got a couple Lil Kim lyrics.
Okay.
We got a couple Lil Kim lyrics that we want to talk to you about. We got from the song "Jump Off." You know the track.
Yeah.
Let me show you what I'm all about. How I can make a Sprite can disappear in your mouth.
Yes, absolutely. See, I'm one of those people that I thrive in karaoke because I need to see the words. I know the gist of it, but I actually
really
need to still know the words, and then I can actually like jump in.
Do you remember this track? Do you remember how that bar hit you? Because that bar hit me in a way that I was like, I'm listening. It's like I'm listening. It's like, if you could fit a Sprite can, then I'll be perfectly fine. You'll be everything I got's we're gonna be fine.
Yeah, but that was kind of weird for a woman to say.
Why?
Because that feels like something a man would want.
I think that's who she's talking to.
Yeah, but what is she
deriving from?
Yeah.
That?
Does she want a man to go down on another man? I getting it wrong?
She was saying she could make the Sprite can disappear in
her mouth. Okay, yes. All right, see? Again, this
is why you got to see
like
it. You
really
gotta see
showing
it
right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, Little Kim, first of all, are you okay? Like, that's scary. I don't even want to put the can. I always want to use a straw. I don't actually want to touch a can. That's nasty.
So just in general,
having a can on your lips and being the person that you are, you deserve better, sis. You should be drinking Sprite out of a champagne glass.
Oh my God. Lil Kim, if you're listening,
Sydnee
don't want you involved with no Sprite cans at all.
You deserve better. A better collab. Now, I love that song because been gone for a minute now. I'm back with the jump off. That I'm like, we're using that line for everything.
I do like that.
It's the way you open up a song or even a perfect caption that if you've been missing on Instagram for a couple of months.
Now we back.
Been gone for a minute. Now I'm back with the jump off. It's like we're starting.
Yeah, here we go.
Sprite can in your mouth, Little Kim. I'm glad that you're older and you probably I think she probably looks back and she's like, I did that, but I would not do that.
Sure. It's kind of like, I mean, we've all got pasts. We've all got things that are behind us that are not going to be in front of us.
I went to New Jersey to an apartment that had
no electricity.
No electricity. And people asked me, so did you have sex with him? I said, is that what kind of person you think I am?
Okay,
Devon.
I just would like to know, you have not answered the question.
I did not do that.
Okay.
That night. I had done it before. And that's why. That's why I ended up in New Jersey. Because it had already happened.
Yeah. Okay. Where were y'all before?
We had went to brunch. I mean, it's something about the standard. Just they're getting you the menu is A1. If you need to go on a date and you want to impress, brunch at the Standard, the hotel. Not the actual hotel, but they have a restaurant called the Standard in the Standard Hotel.
And he paid for this.
Oh, he paid for everything. Spent $300.
But it's like, that's probably, the light bill was probably like $60.
I asked him, I said, hey, I don't need steak and eggs. I need to be able to heat up a Hot Pocket if I wanted to. And I can't do that here.
Yeah. That's frightening.
Absolutely. But that is the confidence of a straight man. Just so you know.
I guess some of them.
I'm gonna say about 60%.
If the lights got cut off in my place, would I take some back? Maybe in the daytime. And then it's just like, you got, right? It's like, you're like, oh, I got something to do.
You see how you look to another man to see if you're like, yeah, right? Like, you would do the same thing. That's how y'all all work. I think he probably even spoke to another guy like, hey, should I not invite her? And the dude was like, come on, man.
Or
it's 4:00, but it's daylight savings, so bitch, you know the sun is going down early.
So you're
risking it.
You get the food delivered to the spot. Y'all have a brunch at the crib. Brunch at the crib.
No.
Brunch at the crib. Y'all kick it. By the time the sun going down, I got plans now. I got somewhere to be. I got to go do something else.
If you invite me over during the day and kick me out before the sun sets, I'm going to assume that you have roaches. And you don't want me to see them.
And the roaches only come out at night.
Yeah.
The nighttime roaches.
Right.
Whew. Man, she was really getting it in.
Nasty, yeah.
Yeah, she was really going in.
What is it?
She got from the song Magic Stick, which we all remember Magic Stick.
Oh, 50 Cent.
Yeah, that's when he was really going up too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even remember this bar, but she has one where she says, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna send you a kite with my panties attached to it.
Oh.
I don't remember this bar from the thing, but
I do not remember that, but that is very niche.
It feels almost romantic.
No. 'Cause kites are for kids.
Yes.
Like, I would not picture an adult.
How would you, I guess,
like flying a kite.
if you were going to send panties, how would you send panties to somebody? Like in the mail? Like a mail, like a USPS, a FedEx box?
I'm going to just be quite honest. I need every single panty I got. I can't just be sending them things out because let me tell you, the way I be washing them and they be disappearing. I'm like, hey, did you go run off in the block and go make friends? I be missing panties constantly.
What?
Yes. It's wild. First of all, I bought so many like panties during the pandemic, like because I had a Savage Fenty membership.
Okay.
I don't know where they are. I literally don't. I bought so many. I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Where are those on? I didn't give them to anybody.
So just a heads up, if anybody wants to interact with Sydnee, if anybody's trying to date Sydnee, there's two main things that you're going to need.
Stop it.
One, you're going to go ahead and need to have that electricity,
Yes,
all right?
that's
Go
the
ahead and
power,
get into
please.
contact with Con Ed. Go ahead and pay that bill all the way off. Number two, go ahead and send some panties to the crib. Send some panties to the crib.
Yes,
She gonna need quite a few of them things. So
a few of them things. If we could do a pack,
Yeah.
I would do the 7-day-a-week types.
the Savage Fenties, do they sell in packs?
No, they're not doing that. They're
That's not
not
cool.
like Victoria's Secret, which does like the 3 for 30s.
Okay.
Or the
3 for 30.
semi-annual sale. They don't do that. But yeah, if anybody listening to this has a hookup for underwear, I'll take it. But I'm not putting one on a. I'm not.
You're not
sending
putting
to
it
no-
on a kite.
No.
No carrier pigeon.
No.
No.
I
sort
need
of-
them.
Okay.
Thank
every
you.
single one.
Every single
What
one.
if you're trying to do like a little sexy?
I would not. That's not
just-
sexy to me.
Sending
That's
the
a
panties?
loss.
Mm.
And I'm loss prevention for me. In my home,
You try to make
we don't
sure
want to
everything-
lose.
You try
We
to make
want
sure
to win.
everything's
We want a W,
where you
not an
need-
L.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect it. I respect it. We got to get ready to wrap it up, but I did want to ask. This is towards the beginning of the year. At the end,
Wait, does this feel like you're wrapping me up? Do you feel like you got everything that you needed?
I feel like we got some fun stuff.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Do you feel like do you have something you'd like to add? I mean, we're not done all the way.
Okay.
But I feel like
But you see my my
got a lot-
attachment style is I'm very
it's like don't leave.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
I need to
Sydnee
stay.
said, "Don't leave me, girl. Please, stay with me tonight." That song's good.
Yeah,
See, that's
great.
what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. That type of song right now, not a hit song.
No,
That
but
type
at
of-
the time it was. I mean, that
We're also speaking to people right now. We're speaking to people strictly who are above the age of 30.
Mhm.
If you're under 30, then what we're doing right now probably don't mean a lot to
You're
you.
like, what are these
What are
elders
these-
talking
what
about?
are these references?
What is Grandpa and Nana going off about?
Yeah, I do feel
But
like that.
in my time,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that in my time,
Mhm.
love was real.
Okay, see,
Love was real, and people would beg. They would beg.
this is
for
what I'm
you
talking
back.
about. This is what I'm talking
And
about.
now everybody's in this era of
Everybody's too cool. Everybody's too cool.
I'm putting me first,
Yeah.
self-care,
That's right.
blah, 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 blah. And that's why you're scared to die alone. That's what it is. You're like, I'm gonna put me first. Well, you're gonna put yourself first, and you're gonna be on that bedside by yourself.
I do feel like I
Which there's nothing wrong with that. I just want to put that out there. Hey,
You don't need
guys,
to
if
have
you want to die
somebody-
alone, honestly, yeah, I don't want anybody to see me die. Like people have
you
seen
came
me
around
fall
on that
asleep.
immediately
Yeah,
almost.
people have seen me fall asleep in
Yeah,
public, and
yeah.
that's alarming. So I couldn't imagine me dying on them.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
but we are on the same page of people used to yearn.
Yes,
They used to sort
yearn.
of.
Ooh,
they
that's
used
a
to
good word.
They used to be on their knees, being
I'm
like,
yearning for
I
you.
need you." And
Baby.
now it's like Brent Fayez,
Where are you?
who's like, "Yeah, I tricked you, but you're stupid for falling for it."
Brent, now let me tell you, if I was supposed to be a man in the next life, it would be him.
No, it wouldn't.
It would be him.
No,
because
you
I
don't
want to
have
be
that in. You don't
I want
have
to be the
that-
opposite of me.
Oh, you
I
wanna
don't want
be
to
a
come back and be me.
That's what I'm saying.
Boring.
You as a man, I
I've
feel-
already done this.
Sure. So you would
I've
want
done
to be
this
a
and I'm
different
here.
version.
Okay.
You
No
wanna be-
offense, but I'm saying like,
That's okay.
Okay, yeah, no.
That's okay.
But I mean, I want to be somewhere else in my next life, and it would be with Brent.
You want to be a sort of toxic R&B star?
He's keeping sunglasses on
all the time.
All the time.
All the time. He did SNL and never took his sunglasses off.
Oh my God. When I saw that,
cool
I was upset because I was like, now that's the night I should have been there.
Yeah, that's true. He is cool.
He was really
cool.
if you look at old photos, not the hottest guy. Not the hottest guy. And no shade. Yeah. I think he's very attractive. Okay. But, you know, when he was just starting out and doing, what is it, Sonder in that group, you know, just a innocent guy. I felt like very innocent guy, soft-spoken, sweet. Didn't say too much. Yeah. Didn't say too much.
Which is good.
And soon as he started talking more, I was like, I don't know if the music is the same.
You acting up.
Yeah. Sometimes if you're an artist, it's time to keep your mouth closed and talk when you're on the mic. But other than that, we don't need to hear any opinions.
I do think I think Mystique is cool.
Mystique.
I think Mystique is cool.
Yearn and Mystique. Hey guys,
that's what we don't have
if you're
anymore.
Listening.
It's too late for Mystique though.
Why?
Because nobody can have Mystique because we got to do this. Nobody can have Mystique because now we got to push clips. Now we got to make stuff for the internet, and then we got to talk about stuff all the time. So now everybody knows everything about us. This is just going to be can hear this when they're like driving home from their jobs. So we live with the people. So then the mystique goes away. Ooh. That's what I feel like is going. That's what I feel like is the vibe.
It hurts, and that's
everybody
why
used to.
That's
be
why the R&B is hurting because there's no mystique.
There's no mystique. You know everything about.
And too many artists are going live on TikTok.
Right.
In the middle of the week. Are you on TikTok live on a Tuesday, Cardi B? What is up? What is up?
I didn't even know.
Do we need to come over there? No, honestly.
I didn't even know there was TikTok Live.
I know that Cardi might listen to this, and I honestly, I love you.
Hey, Sydnee, I'm just going to tell you something.
What?
She's not going to listen to this.
And see?
She's not going to hear this.
That's why you can't be a rapper. Because if you're a rapper, you're going to put out, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Miss B is going to be listening.
Yeah.
That's what you got to say.
Have you ever been around rappers, though? I've been around some rappers, and I think it's like, it feels like a prison. I love being a comedian because it's really okay to be realistic about being like, oh no, I'm not gonna make you come 50 times. It's gonna be 1.5, 2 tops.
Because that's funny.
And you can say that because it's like fun. If you're a rapper, you got to be like, I got the best. Like the
magic stick.
I got the magic stick. I know if I can hit once, I can hit twice. And I'm like, well, I get I get hit once, and I hope we connect in that kind of way.
I hope we can.
The first interaction is tricky.
Hit and hope in the same sentence. Yeah, man. I think you definitely got to go to gospel. Gospel is for you, for sure.
It's just like I can't believe in myself that much every day. Some days I'm like, absolutely, I'm really one of the ones, and then other days I'll be like, nah, I don't got it. And
you're not listening to songs that build you up to make you believe in yourself?
I do. I mean, I grew up.
I mean, you walk into 30 Rock every time. That should get right there. Just give you the confidence that you need. But are you listening to music that builds you up?
Yes, I listen. I think I feel good about myself generally, but I also think I got tempered expectations. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe in myself a lot, but I'm realistic. You know, I'm not if you're
you gotta take that out.
You gotta stop. I gotta stop being realistic,
brother. That's not what this is about.
Okay.
Everybody wants an illusion. If you up here talking about, hey man, people are like, I want to be you, and then you're like, well, I'm not. You know, I'm making somebody come kinda, and you know, I'm hoping we hold hands.
I am just 1.5 times.
It's not kind of.
But that's okay. You don't got it. I'm being who people. I'm a real guy. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we put in the label on here? We're changing the pod. My favorite lyrics are, I'm a real guy. I think it might do better on the charts, friend.
I'm a real guy.
Let's throw this music out and say I'm a real guy.
This is a real guy. I'm doing real guy stuff.
Uh-huh.
What, before we get out of here, Spotify, are you a Spotify user? I do.
Of course.
I want to say this really, really early because this is something that's going to come up just for anybody who's listening to this. I am an Apple Music user. I've been at Apple.
That's where we're never going to meet. I can't stand you Apple Music asshead people. It's like this is not we're sharing. We're not sharing
Fuck.
Apple Music
What's going
to the
on
to the
here?
stories. It's not Apple Wrapped. It's Spotify Wrapped.
Okay,
so get
but
on board.
Apple
with
actually
Spotify.
Apple actually does have something. It's called Replay.
And I did not see one of those posts.
Well,
for the end of
that's
the year.
because it's embarrassing. That's because it's not that
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah.
It took them years to actually get something like that. It used to just go to like a web page that you would have to screenshot and then post. This was
It
one of
sounds
the
like you're
first
talking
years.
about Microsoft Word right now. I want you to stop, friend. You're better than this.
It's not good. I don't like it. But I just got on so early.
Mhm.
I was an early Apple Music guy because they had cheap prices. Because
Not no more.
I was stealing music for
Oh,
years,
Yeah.
like we all were.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was getting it off the torrent.
I'm a
Then-
LimeWire baddie. Over
You know,
here.
exactly. We was all around.
LimeWire raised me.
Exactly. We was on. This is also something that only will make sense to people of a certain age.
Hey,
but
first of all these kids have access to information about the past, and they're basically trying to be us. So
That's
don't
true.
tell me they don't know about LimeWire
I don't
and
know if they
everything
do.
else.
Well, kids, LimeWire used to be where we would steal our music from. LimeWire, Napster. I wasn't on Napster, but that was happening. That was going
Hey,
on.
I need everybody to Google.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not here to teach you. I'm
And
not in school.
all that to say, once the streaming companies started figuring out how to like shut down those sites, and then they stopped working, you couldn't illegally download
Bastards,
stuff in
yeah.
the same type of way. So then I was like, all right, it's time. I got to get on one of the real services.
And you started with Apple.
I started with Apple because a dude, like a friend of mine, girlfriend, was like, oh, I'm starting up an Apple family plan, and I need extra people to fill up the family plan. If we all get on the family plan, we only collectively, like, I would have to pay like $12 a year.
Now this
Like,
feels
as
very
part-
specific to you because I've never heard this.
This was
amongst
my. It was
anybody else.
at the
This is
beginning.
just
They were
you.
doing. Do you know about this?
No,
At the
he
beginning.
Don't
okay,
lead
don't
to the other
share.
man in the room. It's just you, Devin. It's just you.
It's-
I
they
had
were
my
ju-
music on Apple. Like
They
I
were-
had an iPod Nano and
uh-huh.
things of that sort. But soon as I got away from the iPod and was able to use my phone and have music, we using Spotify, baby.
So you switched up on the team.
Quick.
You switched up on the
fast.
team. I've been on Apple. I got access to a family plan. They're like, Devin, all you got to do is pay $12 over the course of a whole
And
year.
this podcast is sponsored by Apple, y'all. If you didn't know.
I would like it to be. Apple, the people at Apple, if you guys would like to work, I'm available. I'm for sale. Just
This
know
is your
that.
guy, for
yeah,
sure.
just know I'm available. And I was an early user. I was on a family plan. It was me and 5 different Vietnamese guys that I didn't know. It was the cousins of my friend's girlfriend.
I can see you in the
We're-
commercial
We're
now.
on there for a long time. Bro, Apple, let's talk. Let's get involved,
Let's
please.
get involved,
You
yes.
got Joe Budden. I guarantee you, I'm way cheaper than
Shut
him.
up.
I promise.
No.
I'm so much. My rate is lower than whatever you're paying him. I'll undercut whatever y'all got going on
Stop
over there.
it.
That's a promise. Apple, let's work. Let's.
Devin is not giving rapper.
I'm committed. I'm not a rapper. I'm
It's-
really not a
it's
rapper.
not-
I'm not a rapper. I got loafers on. I'm not a
Yeah.
rapper at all. Anyway, who are your top 5 artists of last year? Who are you listening to?
Leon Thomas. Loved him.
Yeah, he's popping off.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy came off Nickelodeon. He popping.
Brent.
Whoa, Toxic.
I
Using
hey,
a Toxic bag this year.
what my ears want
Yeah.
is not what my heart desires, but I have to feed the ears.
Speak on that. Speak on
It
that. And
is
your
what it
ears
is.
want the toxicity.
Oh,
just
my
like the people. You
ears
just
thrive
like
when something toxic is there. It's like
Yeah.
I'm living, But my heart hurts.
Yeah.
My heart hurts hearing it. But
That's
I'm
fair.
like, repeat. So him. I think Joyce Rice.
Joyce Rice, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like
her.
her. I actually went to a BET Awards.
You got a
like
BET award?
Yeah, like a concert.
Oh, I thought you
like
won a
2
BET
no,
award
no, I
and
was
you wasn't.
not. Come on,
Comedian of the Year, Sydnee
no,
Washington.
I was not. But I went to their pre-concert or
Yeah.
whatever, and Summer Walker was there, Ari Lennox,
I like her.
Jasmine Sullivan, and Joyce Rice
Mhm.
opened,
Mhm.
and I thoroughly enjoyed her. So she was on my Spotify Wrapped, and then the other two, I don't know my other two.
Well, do you feel like your artist represented you of like this year? Do you feel like it was a real representation of like what you had going on in your life?
Leon Thomas was like the third quarter of the year, so
Mhm.
that was towards the end, and then I don't know. To be honest,
Yeah.
I listen to SoundCloud a lot, so
You
that's
do?
why my Wrapped was off because
Yeah.
I I'd be on SoundCloud.
You and I have this in common. We're two of the only people that I know that are actively on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
But it's like on SoundCloud, you could get the remixes and the stuff that like can't get released officially.
That's what I want.
That's what if anybody knows Syd in real life, you should. She's a great friend. But if you know her in real life, get her to send you some remixes, some spots.
Always gonna do a mix. I love a up and coming DJ.
Yeah.
I love I remember Zach Fox when he first started DJing and doing music.
Speaking of this, we do have to talk about this real fast.
We have to.
We're supposed to leave.
Yeah,
we're definitely supposed to go.
We're gonna do this 1 second.
We're gonna do
it's
this
gonna
1
go by
second.
so fast.
You popped up in Zach Fox's Boiler Room set.
Yeah,
you were kind of a prominent part.
I was.
I'm just gonna play back.
It was actually very scary. I'm so embarrassed. Not my best work. I'll tell you that.
No, I'm watching. I'm seeing you're bouncing.
I was bouncing so happy to be there that it actually is so uncool.
Hey.
I was trying to keep up with the people who were dancing. I was also trying to be cool.
There's also two choreographed gay guys
really giving it,
who are really doing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I just want you to know,
they really
boiler
moving.
room, it is 1,000 degrees. When they say boiler, they are not lying.
Yeah, it looks hot.
So I had a unit on, and when I tell you it was slipping and sliding, it was calling the Uber every chance it got to leave me because they were so good.
It's also hard to keep up with what these two men got going on.
Oh, they were doing it. And those are the reasons why they were in the front. And I was there just for the vibes. And I was like, this is my friend. I'm so excited. But I don't know if he'll invite me to the booth again.
Nah, y'all are coming back.
I was like that young auntie that you're like, I know she's a good time, but is she good for the video?
It is, I will say, I gotta give it up to you because it is it just stays on you for such a long time. So it's that's a long time to really be making sure that you looking like you having a good time.
I went in there, I saw the cameras, and then I forgot about the cameras. It happened so quick, and now I know what it is to be on a reality TV show. You're clocked in, but you're not. You let it slip.
Yeah, you kind of forget about it over a period of time.
I just wanted Zach to have some water, and he didn't. He was really going and
looks
was very dedicated.
Niggas is sweating in here.
Sweating, but that's how you know his moisture.
Everybody.
He brought the moisture with him.
Yeah.
He put it in his carry-on, for sure.
This is beautiful. Well, if anybody else out there is a DJ and y'all want Sydnee Washington inside of your boiler room, just know she gonna be bouncing. Don't invite these two gentlemen because they kind of outshining everybody
just a little bit,
but as long as they not there, Sydney could be the star of your boiler room situation.
I don't know if I was a star. It was giving background that knows their background, that wants to be
wants to be in the front,
that wants to be in the top 3 of the call sheet for sure.
Did y'all end up on the big screen?
We did.
That's tight.
It was nice.
I like that.
Thank you, Zach.
Anyway, Syd.
Devon, this was great.
Sydnee Washington.
I love you.
My favorite lyrics. I love you too, friend. My Favorite Lyrics is a production by Disco Nap. If you guys like what you hear, leave a review and tell a homie about the show. And make sure to follow us at My Favorite Lyrics Pod on all social platforms, except for Twitter. We offer that. You can learn more about this week's guest and the My Favorite Lyrics team by checking out the show's notes. And thank you to the guys that made this show happen. Our executive producer, Lauren Mandel, our associate producer, Carmen Carigan, Chris Mueller, who engineered and edited the episode, and Jacob Derwin, and the whole crew at Technica House. Shout out to y'all. We'll catch y'all next week.